Hello TRUMC. My name is Dave Koss. I'm the chairman of the building committee. I, along with our building committee members Kathleen Johnson, Charlie Crenshaw, Jack Hansen, and Greg Weatherly, as well as our architect Adam Roberts, who has been working diligently with the committee, am excited to give you an update on what we've been doing even during this time of quarantine, and to let you know some exciting plans for the fall. Back in the spring, we realized that our current pace of giving for the Together Capital campaign, it would be a number of years before we would be able to start work on our vision of building a completely new education building that would double as a child care facility. COVID quarantine has certainly not contributed positively to these efforts either. Now, while we are still giving towards the goal of building a new building, we felt it was necessary to do something to our current building in the meantime. So, with that in mind, Adam Roberts and the building committee worked with Maven Construction to give us an estimate for refreshing our current education building. We took this to the church council on September 2nd, and they have approved this project. So, why would we want to refresh the education building? First, the education building was built in 1964 and is showing wear and tear that needs to be addressed. Second, by refreshing the building, we will have a more attractive and more livable space to use during the next 5 years or so until we have the resources available to move forward with the original plan. Third, once we get back to meeting in person as part of our next phase of regathering, you will be pleasantly surprised and excited to be using this refreshed building. What a great way to welcome back the congregation after a really long, hard time away. Fourth, as Travelers Rest grows with multiple neighborhoods and developments being constructed in the next few years, we are hoping to attract new members and especially young families. Having bright, safe, and attractive Sunday school rooms for children will have a positive impact on attracting new members. And fifth, a refreshed building will also allow us to continue to reach out beyond our walls for the next few years and offer updated space for various community support groups and perhaps some type of after-school program. So, what does refresh the education building mean? Here is some of what will be included in the project. Update the entrance by fixing the steps, replacing the railings, pressure washing the stairs, and replacing the entrance doors with modern glass doors. Creating a more open gathering space when you first enter the building. Redoing all flooring in the building, upstairs and downstairs. Repainting the whole facility. Refreshing bathrooms with new fixtures, toilets and sinks, etc., both upstairs and downstairs. Now, these are just a few of the refreshments that will be done. I'd be happy to chat more with you if you'd like further details. So some things it doesn't include. New furniture. Our goal here is to outfit one of the children's rooms with new furniture to showcase what type of high-quality, long-lasting furniture we hope to have in the other rooms. We will initially find church members who can fund the purchase of new furniture to outfit one room, to help inspire others in the church to donate for furniture for the remainder of the rooms. Another thing the refresh project doesn't include is the refreshing of the upper room and old fellowship hall, what many of us call Coffee with Jesus classroom. However, this will be handled by TRUMC volunteers. What amount of work needs to be done in these rooms will be evaluated to determine what we can or cannot afford to do. So what is the cost to refresh the education building? Well, the cost for the project is $198,000. But here's the good news. Just as we were coming up with these plans, a church member who wishes to remain anonymous approached Jonathan wanting to give a substantial donation, $500,000, to be used where the church needed it. The donor agreed that $200,000 would be used to refresh the current building and $300,000 would go to the new building fund. We are incredibly grateful for this person's generosity and for God's timing. So, the refresh project is paid for, and with the additional $300,000, the new building fund is now at around $970,000. Using advice given to us by financial experts, we need to have about $2,100,000 in hand before going after a loan of approximately $1,200,000. That would give us the $3,300,000 needed for the new building project. Based on recent giving history, it will be at least 5 years before we reach the $2.1 million, but of course that's not counting unknown large donations. Again, this is why the building committee and church council feel it is necessary to refresh our current building for the time being. Be assured the building committee considered other options, including not doing anything to the current building, refreshing certain parts but not others, or tearing down completely and setting up portables for the next 5 years. These options were presented to the church council and ultimately were not deemed satisfactory. So here's the time frame. Our construction company estimates it will take 8 weeks to complete the project. Work on the refresh of the education building will start on October 1st. If you have any questions, please direct them to me, Dave Koss, at 864-449-1138. And just a reminder, you can find my phone number in the church directory. And before I go, let me encourage those of you that have made pledges to the Together Building campaign to continue to give. And to those of you who haven't made a commitment, please consider doing so. While we're excited about this building refreshment, we know it doesn't fulfill our ultimate vision of building a new education building that will double as a child development ministry for the community. Travelers Rest and the surrounding areas will keep growing, and with your help, our Church on the Trail can continue to walk with Christ, serve God, and change lives. Thank you.